Well, good evening. It is a full moon, as you can see behind me, and full moons are good for starting something new. And I just spent the evening hanging out with a buddy. We went out to a bar in Royal Oak, Michigan, and just had some good conversation. And I decided to start sharing that that I'm running for president, and I expected to get some feedback that who are you, sort of thing, right? And they're right to say that. And yeah, so I shared a story. It wasn't something I shared right away, but after talking for a bit, we kind of just got around to just opening up a little bit. And one of the women that I was chatting with, she told me that she liked nice things, and who doesn't like nice things? And I shared that I've got a number of custom suits, and I also like a lot of nice things, but things have a way of perspectives has a way of shifting um, when you go through challenging times. And when I lived in Puerto Rico in 2018, I was partially homeless and I was hungry. And there was a point at which, when I was so hungry that after getting finally some money off of Airbnb, that I took that and I bought groceries, and I had that first apple for in a bit. I actually cried. It was the best apple I've ever had, and it made me realize that there's more to life than just material things. And then that got me thinking. People expect a president to be someone that's all over the television, someone who's had a ton of success in this country, and I understand why that's the case, but I think we need to stop and ask ourselves a question here. We've had this two-party system for a very long time, as long as I can remember, as long as my parents can remember, and yet we have the worst income inequality since any point in the last 100 years. My parents and other seniors have a hard time paying for basic medical treatments for their conditions, and our environment is falling apart. The economy, college these days costs a lot more money, but guess what? The starting wages aren't any better. So really, I don't think the question is, who are you, Joe? I think the real question is the system working for us? And if it's not, then what are we going to do about it? And how are we going to change it? And what's it going to take for us to admit that maybe we need to make a change and look in a different direction? And it's a little chilly out here. But that I think is for the biggest reason why, it's not that I'm running to give us an option. I'm running to give us an option that's outside of the two-party system that, as far as I can tell, and I believe you're probably seeing the same thing, it's leading us further away from where we need to be. They're selling us a bill of goods, and I think we need an independent third choice. And I intend to give you that choice. And if you think that I'm the right person for the job, hey, listen, I promise that I'm going to be honest. I promise I'm going to fall back on my experiences, and I'm going to share them with you. I'm going to share the lessons I've learned, and I'm going to be open. I'm going to be listening, and I'm going to ask for your feedback and your input. And you know what? And that's all I can promise. But I can tell you that we have some solutions and we can make it better. But I think it first starts with being honest with each other, with ourselves, and then deciding what the best course of action is. So anyway, I just thought that the people that know me closely, they think that I'm a real extrovert, but I'm actually more of an introvert, and the extroversion is a learned trait. And it's been very difficult for me to just come out and say, hey, I think that I want to run for president. And because of that reaction of like, well, who are you? And you know what? I get that. But I think the question is, who are we? And is this system really the right thing for us? And is it respecting us? And is it giving us what we want and what we need? And if the answer is no, then I think it's time for us to look at something else. So that's what I have for you on this full moon. And if you made it this far, thank you for listening, and I look forward to working with you. Have a good night.